Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. So I'm here with a dream. In this dream, I was like living in what seemed to be like an apartment complex, and there are a lot of other people around me that in my dream I knew them. Okay, but me right now, I had no idea who they were. But I knew them, and we all getting along. And in my dream, I was doing somebody's hair, and I had to pause in doing that hair because I wanted to go take a bath. And I just remember them getting upset, and I was just like, "You'll be okay." Um, and I'm trying to think of what else was happening. I remember cooking. I was cooking something. It was basically like a dream of everyday life in an apartment complex. And I can't say it wasn't like the nicest apartment complex, but you know what I'm saying. It was all, you know what I'm saying. I remember my little apartment was in one area. I had a home girl who stayed a few houses down, and another one upstairs, somebody over here, and I'm just getting along and moving peacefully and getting along with everybody, okay? And that's the way it should be, bro. I can't stay. When I first moved out earlier this year, I thought that's how it was gonna be, yo. I thought I was gonna end up making friends with people at the apartment complex. I thought I was gonna be peacefully able to walk right up the street like I did when I was a child, and my babysitter stayed over there, and we walk up the street. There's the little pet store right there, the dollar store is still there, the washateria. They even still got the little food store that we used to go and get burgers from. Nope, it was a complete opposite, bro. It was a nightmare, bro. And it really broke my heart because that's somewhere I really had some fun memories of. But you know what I'm saying? Not only did I stay there when my babysitter stayed over there over on what is it, Club Creek, but I also used to work at the Sears over there on Club Creek, and I think that wasn't my first job, it was my second job working at Sears. But I worked there a long time. That's the honestly the last year, it was my last retail job before, like, besides my own personal business and working at the gas station. But you know what I'm saying, that was my last retail job before I became a nursing assistant. In fact, that's the job I was working when I paid cash out of pocket to become a nursing assistant. That's the job I used to pay for my to go to school, because I wanted to be a nurse, but I couldn't get a FAFSA because nobody was signed on it. So I was like, you know what? But I worked at Sears, and I paid cash out of pocket to become a nursing assistant. And yeah, so I can't say that area is fun to me, and it's other things too, but I'm not even going to share that. But that area is fun to me. And when it come down to it, I thought it was going to be completely different than what it was. But I just feel like for whoever this is for, maybe you've been through that. You have been moving and you're trying to find an area where you can feel like part of the community, bro. Because that's how it should be. It should be a situation where you can say hey to your neighbor and y'all get along and y'all can talk about whatever and go on about. It shouldn't be a situation where every time you come outside, your neighbor is cutting their eyes at you because they assume X, Y, and Z is going on when it's not. And it shouldn't be a situation where it is, bro. It shouldn't be a situation where your neighbor is mad because golly gosh darn, your man's supposed to be her man. And in reality, he your man. He moved there with you. He married to you. And for some reason she think, but that's because he won't stop going over there. That's a problem, bro. And it shouldn't be a situation where somebody is, oh, she look too good and I think she trying to get at my man. That's a problem. It shouldn't be no situation where people is lying on you, saying that if you would, and they better hold them tight, and you ain't even worried about that man. Ain't even attracted to that man. You wouldn't even look at him twice. Don't nobody got time for none of that. But God said for whoever this is for, you are going to be a part of a community. And it ain't going to be you a part of a community and everybody trying to be nasty to you behind your back. It ain't you going to be a part of the community and everybody trying to sleep with your man behind your back. It ain't you a part of the community, but everybody is trying to steal from you, and they trying to set you up, and they want you to get kidnapped, and they want something awful and terrible to happen to you. No, you are going to be a part of the community. The scripture comes from Matthew 15:21. And Jesus, having come forth from there, withdrew to parts of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman, a Canaanite, having come forth from those borders, called to him, saying, Deal kindly with me, Lord, son of David. My daughter is miserably demonized. And God said, for whoever this is for, it's like there is somebody that caused you a lot of harm. Let me keep going. As he did not answer her a word, and his disciples having come to him were asking him, saying, Let her away, because she cries after us. And he answering said, I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay, so here's the message. God said you was around the wrong people. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when it come down to it, when there are some people that do have racist tendencies, bro, and we already know, you know what I'm saying, looking at the world today and the things going on, there are some people that are racist towards people that look different than them. There are some people that have racism, and I don't know if I could exactly call it that. That's probably another word for it, towards people that have different beliefs than them, and et cetera, et cetera. And you have to understand, there are some people, they belief systems, they believe certain people are supposed to be slaves, though. And you know what I'm saying? You got to be careful of who you end up, living by, because they might feel some kind of way about you popping their little bubble. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you pop their bubble and they just, I just feel like when your bubble is popped, you have to face reality, bruh. Like when somebody decided to pop my bubble about the truth about my ex and everything he had going on, it's like I can't stunt. I really, really tried so hard to ignore what I was being told. I was trying to play my game. I was trying to mind my business, bro. And I was trying to assume what they was talking about ain't had nothing to do with me. But baby, until you turn to me directly and you talking to me directly, I can't help but to understand. The baby, like, oh, you, nah, that bubble kind of thick. Let me go ahead, pop. Okay, all right then. I can't help but to, I can't, baby. Here we are, and here we are. Whoop, you didn't pop the bubble, bro. We gotta face it. And this is somebody you ain't even realized you was popping people bubbles now. Because there are racist people that really believe that, African American women are good as nothing more than slaves, sex workers, and things of such. And when they get the reality hit them that ain't true, baby, it don't feel so nice. Sometimes it make people feel some kind of way. And they want to try to make what they have been told or whatever lie they've been told into a reality. And when it ain't working, they get very angry. They get very upset and they got to try to figure out some kind of way. And you know what I'm saying? This may be the reason why I kept on having to deal with people trying to break into my house. Maybe they just assume that because I'm black that I just got to be selling cat when I'm not. And getting very angry and upset when I tell them they need to find the nerve and the audacity to stop touching my doorknob, bro. Got very upset when I put a camera by the door. Got very upset when I, you know what I'm saying, baby. But that's how some people, it's like some people can't even think outside the box. They don't even think about the fact that there are billions of people in this world. And just because everybody you saw, wherever you from, that look like me had that going on, don't mean I do. And you ain't gonna make me all of a sudden have it going on either. And I feel like there'll also be a situation because, baby, it might be a situation where everybody that look like you, where they from, they, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, this, that, the third, baby, you gonna I'll make a believer out of you. Baby, what I say, I'll make a believer out of you, bro. Baby, don't play with me. Uh-uh. It ain't going on over here, okay? That is not going on over here. Okay. Anyway, here's the message. God said he was around the wrong people now. This somebody who was around the wrong. And it ain't to say that all people of different races think that way because that ain't true. It's some people that ain't like that. It don't even mean that everybody in your neighborhood felt some kind of way about you. It don't mean all the neighbors felt the way that whoever this, but the thing about it is just one person having a strong hatred towards you can cause problems. Because if they going around and lying on you to everybody else, they can easily persuade them to feel some kind of way about you. And when it really come down to it, God says stop. Like I just feel like stop living around wicked people, bro. And I know it's hard. Because it's almost like, it don't matter where you stay at, it's gonna be at least one wicked person. But I just feel like it's just, and that's just, I don't know, we just gotta stay prayed up, bro. And that's why God is saying it's much better to be around people that think the way you do than it is to be around people that don't. And you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's almost like, what is the name of that saying? It's much better to deal with the devils you know than the devils you don't know. Because, you know what I'm saying? The devils you know, I already know what y'all finna do. I already know what y'all finna be on. And I'd rather deal with that than to deal with somebody that's on this whole nother perspective and they have a whole nother mindset. Then, you know what I'm saying? And that's just real. Anyways, that's the message. That's the message. Sometimes you don't even be realizing, like, you go around people and how they really feel about you and what they really think and what they really be on. And that's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? You never know, bro. Mm-mm. But because I ain't even noticed that, like, I can't stunt the way I used to before I bought my trailer. You know what I'm saying? After living in the desert in a trailer and before I bought my personal trailer, I loved watching RV videos and videos about people living in trailers and people living in RVs. And I was like, this would be perfect for me. It would be perfect for me. I never stopped to think about reading some of the reviews. And once I started reading some of the reviews of some of these trailer parks, I started to realize I was tripping because I didn't read the reviews. And there were several people that talked about how they felt like at certain trailer parks, they were in the middle of a, KKK meeting, bro. I had no idea. And if I would have knew that before I purchased the trailer, I don't know if I would just not purchase the trailer, but I probably would have went a different route about where I was going to put it. You know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't have went that route. And I probably would have took out a lot more time trying to find the perfect place to put it. But I didn't realize what I realized until I realized. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. Anyways, that's the message though. That's the message. God said he prefer you be around your own people, at least the devils you know, bro, than to be around complete, you know what I'm saying, people that, like, I just feel like they mean, like, it's always gonna be somebody that's on some evil, bro. It's always gonna be somebody that's moving in a wicked way, and it's always gonna be somebody that mean you no good. But God said he would prefer you be around somebody that's like you than to be around, you know what I'm saying? Because the people that's like you, I know me personally, when I don't like somebody, I just don't like them. I'm not going around you. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no situation where I'm deliberately trying to come and attack you now. It ain't no situation where I'm deliberately trying to take your man and I'm trying to do this, that, and the third. I don't move like that, bro. I'm just going to roll my eyes at you and close the door. But there's some people, they want to get you kidnapped and they want to get you taken up out of here and they want this, that, and the third, and they sending this person to fight this person to do this and this part, like they just gotta take it a whole other, baby. That is demonic now. God said ain't no need in being around demons. It's one thing to be around somebody that got some wicked ways and they may not like you. Everybody ain't gonna get along. But we ain't trying to be around no demons now. You know what I'm saying? And that's literally the scripture. The woman came talking about her. Her daughter was filled with demons. Jesus said, I don't have time for that. God said, what is the point of you being around demons now? And you know, the thing about it is you can cast the demon away if that person wants it away. But if that person don't want that demon to go nowhere, then guess what? It's going to stay right there. And it ain't nothing you can do about it. Anyways, that's the message. God said you need to be around your own people. And you need to stop trying to be around people that are evil and wicked. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.